What is happening, folks? Welcome back. This is JE Live, and that must mean that we have some sort of news to break, right? Well, not the biggest breaking news, but obviously something worth mentioning, that Bobby Wagner, the guy that I think we've been talking about a lot more than I would have expected us to be talking about, since I didn't even think he was going to get cut. But Bobby Wagner is visiting the Los Angeles Rams today, according to Ian Rappaport. And I'm pretty excited about this. I understand there are people that have some concerns, his age, his ability in coverage, but make no mistake about it, this is one of the best linebackers and has been, in my opinion, the best linebacker for the last half decade and maybe even longer than that. This is a huge move for the Rams to bring him in, to have him visit, because it does confirm yesterday what we were talking about. The Rams were mulling the idea of going after Bobby Wagner. There's been a lot of interest on Bobby Wagner's side to play in Los Angeles. Maybe not with the Rams, but there was a lot of interest to return to LA. And now here we are. He's visiting the Rams. And I think this deal is going to get done. I think it's going to get done sooner than later. It won't get done before we get off this thing, but it'll get done, I believe. I've been, a big vocal guy on saying that I believe Bobby Wagner is going to be a Ram. When they even entertained the idea, when they mentioned him in a presser, that pretty much told me that Bobby Wagner was pretty much, not a lock necessarily, but a guy that they definitely coveted. And so I think yesterday some people bought it. They bought the pump fake. They balked at the idea, but Les Snead mentioned Bobby Wagner, and while that did get people a little bit away from the idea, I myself looked at that and I was like, you know what? He's doing that on purpose. I think they are interested. I think they already watched the film, and I think they've already decided he makes sense for them. I think they're going to find a way to make it work. They found ways to make guys work before. Odell, Von Miller. They have found guys before to just make it work. And to me, I don't really care what many say about Bobby Wagner. I have my own thoughts on him. We can look at the analytics. We can talk about his PFF grade or whatever. And quite honestly, I don't really care. He played on a really bad Seattle Seahawks team last year that shouldn't have won 7 games. That didn't have Russell Wilson for a big part of that season because he got hurt early on in the year against the Rams. And I think this is a completely different Bobby Wagner in LA. You have to keep in mind who we'd be playing with, okay? I just, to me, this idea that Bobby Wagner's this guy, okay, he's old, this and that. Guys, Bobby Wagner was playing in Seattle. He was playing on that defense this past year that wasn't very good. And now you're putting him on a defense. If he comes here, he's going to be with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Greg Gaines, A'Shawn Robinson in the trenches. We'll probably see a little bit of Bobby Brown. We'll see a little bit of Marquise Copeland, guys that they are developing and are high on. And then you have him playing next to a guy by the name of Ernest Jones, who, this is a 3rd-round pick that I was wrong about. And he is so far ahead of the realm of possibility for him being a starter that he literally started in the Super Bowl coming off a high ankle sprain and balled out. So you have him, you have Traven Howard, you have, a cornerback that's one of the best in the league on the defensive side of the ball, period, in Jalen Ramsey. You have safety help with Nick Scott, who played great football down the stretch. Jordan Fuller's coming back. This defense is loaded. And on top of that, you have a defensive coordinator in Raheem Morris, who pretty much proved last year down the stretch that he knew what he was doing. It took a little bit to get acclimated, but now the potential of adding Bobby Wagner, and anybody who thinks this is a bad idea, I don't know if I can agree with you there. I'll be honest, I can't agree with you there. This is huge news. Shows you the Rams are doing stuff behind the scenes. Yes, this got out somehow, some way. It did get out. But I'll say this. I think this deal is going to get done pretty quickly. I think the Rams will have Bobby Wagner in Los Angeles. I think he will end up with the team. I think he'll end up signing. I'm not really worried about them closing this deal. I think they would not have met with him if they didn't think this. So, I'm pretty stoked. You think that they're getting Matthew? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say that they're not. I think here's what I said. I put a tweet out there and I was like, all right, here are three guys. You have Bobby Wagner, you have Stephon Gilmore, and you have Tyrann Mathieu. Okay? Those three guys. I think the Rams get two of them. I know that's crazy, but I feel like the Rams get two of them. And I think Bobby Wagner's a lock. So I think there's a chance that it's going to be Bobby Wagner and either Gilly, Stephon Gilmore, they call him Gilly Lock, or it will be Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. But I think it's going to be one of those. And I keep seeing apparently there's issues, like that's why people are dropping out. I don't know why. I literally turned off monetization, so I'm gonna talk to YouTube about it because it's ridiculous. I mean, we had almost 100 people in here, and then people get kicked out. Really irritating. Thank you guys for coming back. Sorry that keeps happening. That is really starting to bug me. But yeah, I think this is awesome. To be honest with you, I think he is coming. I don't necessarily think that this means they won't go edge or they won't get a corner. But let's just look at the fact that the Rams are doing something, This is reported by Ian Rappaport. So, obviously you can take that take that to the bank. I mean, anytime it's one of the big time reporters like that, it's legit. But this kind of lines up with the stuff that I was hearing. I was hearing that Bobby Wagner wanted to be a Ram and that it was really about the Rams wanting him. And the Rams had interest, but was it the interest to match what Bobby Wagner's interest was to go to the Rams? So, I'm not surprised by this, but I wanted to hop on it immediately when I saw it. I had just gotten off a show that I just did with my friend Steph. But let's see. The Rams are loading up again? ? Ian Rappaport tweets. Sources say 6-time All-Pro linebacker Bobby Wagner is visiting them, and there's mutual interest in doing a deal, a potential huge addition. That is, that's big. So, that's something out there. But so let's talk about it. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you. How big of a deal do you think this is? Also, be sure to hit the like button. Would really appreciate it. Let's go get him. Rams will take him, OBJ, and Gilmore. I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen. Keep in mind, Gilmore has not made a move. He has not signed with the Raiders like everybody keeps saying he's going to. Gilmore has not made his move. Mathieu hasn't. Wagner, it's been just the Rams he's really been linked to. So, it's a deep cornerback draft. Pass rusher deep. I don't know about that one, Alex. I don't know if it's super pass rusher deep. There's some good ones, but I don't know if it's super pass rusher deep. What do you think the Rams sign Bobby Wagner, add Clowney along too? That one, Doggo, I don't think that they're gonna get Clowney. I mean, maybe they do, but I don't think they'll end up with him. No. It's cool, but there's a reason why they don't play linebacker and safety. Wags, Honey, and OBJ. That'd be cool. I'm for either or when it comes up to Stephon Gilmore or Tyrann Mathieu. Frankie Too Sweaty, what's up? At the gym pumping while listening to you. Appreciate that. We need Lake. Oh, you're talking about... Wait, hold on. I think I missed your earlier one. Oh, Quentin Lake? The guy we interviewed? Big fan of his. I'd love him on this team. We haven't seen the Rams with a Mike linebacker of this caliber in a long time. The Rams have sacrificed other aspects of defense to focus on pass rush for a long time. Bobby balances the defense. I think that's the best way I've ever seen this whole situation put. Squanchy, I agree with you 1,000%. That's a great way to put it. I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen a guy quarterback. I don't know if you've ever seen a linebacker of this caliber on the Rams defense. I mean, you could argue, Isaiah Robertson, the late great Isaiah Robertson. You could argue London Fletcher. I think he's better than Roman Pfeiffer, as much as I liked Pfeiffer. Um, I mean, yeah, that's tough. Maxi Bond they had, and he was a great linebacker, but I mean, different era back then. Yeah, I mean, you could argue he is. You have Jim Youngblood. Um, Bobby Wagner would be the best. I would say Bobby Wagner would be the best linebacker that's ever worn horns, if that was the case, and that's saying a lot. You know, that is saying a lot. My thoughts on the Tyreek Hill trade. I think it's a win-win for both parties. So the reason is Kansas City wasn't going to be able to afford him long term. They have a $35 million cap hit upcoming. We talked about this on earlier stream, probably earlier in the week or last week or whatever. But Kansas City's not doing too well with the cap hit, and I did mention that they're going to have to figure out a way to sign Tyreek Hill or let him go. So the fact they're able to get picks for him is good. It's better than just a third-round compensatory pick. So I didn't think that they were going to be able to sign him next year, seeing as they're paying Kelsey, they're paying Chris Jones top defensive tackle money, they're paying Patrick Mahomes as much as he's getting. Eventually, that cap space, that cap hit will go up to $40 million. Yes, Laurinaitis, of course, you can't forget about him. So eventually, that'll be the case. So that's the thing. So the Tyreek Hill move, I mean, made a lot of sense on that side for the Chiefs. Now they can diversify that receiver room. We talked about with the Rams getting Allen Robinson. They can look and maybe get a big-bodied receiver as well in the draft. While they have Juju Smith-Schuster, a guy that can help you in the short and intermediate game. You have your deep threat, in Hardman, and then your do-it-all guy that can block, that can catch, that can do pretty much everything in Travis Kelce. So I think that made sense. As far as the Dolphins side of things, I think it made sense. I was a little surprised for him to choose Miami over the Jets because, yes, Miami, there's no state tax, and it's Miami. But with the Jets, you think about it, Zach Wilson fits that deep ball, skill set that Tyreek has better than Tua does. I don't think Tua can hit the deep ball the way Zach Wilson can. Say what you will about Zach Wilson, he can make that big-time throw over the top. I don't know if Tua can. I've seen that he can't. So, I think it's a win-win for both sides. You have Mike McDaniel now getting his opportunity to have a big-time player in Tyreek Hill, have him with Waddle, have him with Gesicki and Cedric Wilson and Devontae Parker, and now you bring in, Raheem Mostert. I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides for sure. So, I think I see what you're saying there, Darren. I totally agree. Mecole Hardman is just going to replace what Tyreek Hill did, and they're going to end up. I think they're going to add a big-bodied receiver to kind of diversify that receiver room. And I think that they have a little bit of a loss though in Pringle. Byron Pringle went to the Bears. I don't know if this was they knew this was coming, but it did happen. Hawaii Five-0 was awesome. Love Pisatino Samoa. I'll try to get him on in the offseason because I'm a big fan of his. I think he was great. I loved watching him play, and I have connected with him to an extent on Twitter. So we'll see if we can get him on sometime. Tyquan Thornton and the Chiefs, potentially. I don't know. I kind of see, with the Chiefs, they could go with Burks, Traylon Burks, or they could go with the one that was just mentioned, London. Drake London. I could see them going with a more big body receiver like that. Yeah, he's wearing one. You picked that? Yeah. It's interesting. It'll take some getting used to. Big receiver wearing number 1. But yeah, I'll keep you updated if anything goes down, but we'll see in regards to Bobby Wagner. But right now we're live. We're off and running. We have over 200 people in here. Really appreciate it. We've had a lot of people on these live streams lately. We're getting back to mojo, so really do appreciate that. We're already almost at 1,000 views, 15 minutes into the show, so appreciate that. Be sure to like the video, and guys, if you are on mobile phone and you have it like popped out, so the live chat pop out of the live chat and hit the thumbs up for me. Would really appreciate that. That helps me out. I found out yesterday that's why a lot of people aren't able to like the video, is that they have to back out of the live chat feature on mobile, and they have to press like on the actual video. So I could probably show a demonstration of it, but let's see if I don't know how it'll work. Let's see. I've never actually tried this before, but someone brought it up. I think it was P-Train yesterday that brought it up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sleeping on Bobby Wagner at all, so definitely don't you worry about that. Okay, so you see how you can't like it on here. You can't like anything on this right now. You see what I mean? You can't do, like, there's no way to like it. So what you do is you're going to hit this button, the X, and then, God, this is so complicated, but then, boom. So that's how you do it. If I could get everyone to do that, that would be freaking amazing. But that was so difficult because it's a flipped camera. So I think it's working. I think we got a lot of likes. I figured a demonstration would help. There's Twitter. I saw something. What? What'd you see? What happened? Fonzie. Well, my Twitter icon is orange, so I don't know if you actually did see Twitter. It just says Seth Curry is sitting out Wednesday. Malcolm Brogdon is out on Wednesday, and LeBron James is out on Wednesday. Yeah, that was the notification. I live in Clifton Park. That's the part of upstate I'm in. So, like, around Saratoga, Albany, Schenectady, that area. Brandon's over here dreaming about things that are happening. I mean, like, the deal could totally backfire. I'm not gonna lie. It could totally not happen. It's happened before. Remember they met with Dante Whitner and it didn't happen? Remember they met with what's his face? Junior Gillette, and that didn't happen. So I mean, it could, flurry out, but I think it's gonna happen. Appreciate you guys liking the video. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the thumbs up. It is that button. Takes 1 second and you're golden. And what it does is it signals to the YouTube TVA, and that's, Nolan made that up. I don't call them the YouTube TVA. I just think it's funny. But it signals to YouTube that you guys like this video, rapid succession, and then everyone jumps in the video and they send everyone over here and they recommend it. And yeah, so be sure to do it. Also be sure to subscribe as well. Because my comment section is so, massive, I've made it so you do have to be subscribed in order to comment. It's just the way it is. Let's see. What is about Tyreek Hill going to Miami? What's up, Alec? I think it's, like I said earlier, it's a win-win for both sides. You diversify the receiver room over in Kansas City. You don't have to pay a guy $30 million. You already have a cap hit of 35 with Mahomes. You already paid Kelsey. You paid Chris Jones, the number one contract for defensive tackles in the league. So you have a lot of money allocated for those guys. If you do want to bring back Tyrann Mathieu, maybe now you have a chance to. So maybe he's been waiting for that. Who knows? But also, now you have draft picks, and you can go and you can get guys for cheaper, and it allows you to pay guys like Patrick Mahomes. You got to be able to hit on your draft picks. That's why the Rams have been able to do so much of what they're doing. As far as Miami, now you got weapon after weapon. You have a left tackle of the future for Tua. I mean, you talk about Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. You get the guy I just mentioned, Raheem Mostert. There's so many weapons there for Miami. There's no excuses for Tua Tagovailoa to not succeed in this league, to not succeed in this offense. Mike McDaniel, the offense in mind, there's so much there. So that's another thing. When you click like, don't forget to click share to get more new Rams fans or even just NFL news junkies to subscribe and support the channel. Appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, absolutely. If you guys can hit the share button and just send it around. I always say if you like what you hear, go tell somebody. After, a band that I love, King's X. That's one of the things. Like, if you like what you hear, go tell somebody. Go tell somebody about them. Word to mouth advertising is somehow underrated. It goes a long way. So. Well, I mean, Jalen Phillips is on the defensive side of the ball, but yeah, he's a hell of a player. He's my number one edge defender, last year coming out of the draft. So, yeah, I mean, I totally hear you there. Big, big fan of Jalen Phillips. Do not sleep on him. I think he's going to be in for a really good year. I really like what the Dolphins are doing. I was surprised because Tyreek Hill decided to go to Miami over the Jets. I was a little surprised, not because it's Miami, because obviously Miami's a fast-paced city, makes perfect sense for this luxury type of athlete in Tyreek Hill. There's no state tax, so it makes sense in that regard. It makes sense for the weapons he has there, maybe not attracting as much of attention, so he may not get doubled as much. It makes sense having a young quarterback. It makes sense having the young offensive mind and Mike McDaniel, good defense, good team overall, and a good fan base. But I was a little surprised because the Jets, it makes more sense for Tyreek Hill in a sense that I think the quarterback is more fit for his skill set. And so I'm not a Zach Wilson homer, but call it like it is. Zach Wilson is a better deep ball thrower of the football than Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think that's really debatable. To not have that deep ball anymore, I mean, there's a chance Tyreek Hill's not going to get the deep ball as much, and he'll still get it, but he might not have it out in front of him the way Patrick Mahomes threw it, the way he liked it. So it's going to be a little bit of a adjustment period. Appreciate that, Ran. Really appreciate that. I'm glad I'm making your day. Oh man. Let's see. Do you have a preference between Gilmore or Wagner? Oh man, don't do this to me, Ashton. It's tough. So I've been a fan of Wagner for years. I mean, I really feel like he was the best linebacker in the league the last decade. But, Gilmore is somebody that I had a big issue with, and I was very critical of with Buffalo because I don't think he was good enough in Buffalo. I'll never forget Buffalo. I don't know if you guys saw the local news station saying goodbye to Stephon Gilmore. They showed basically this montage of him just getting burnt over and over again by wide receivers. It was so cold. But then he went to the Patriots and he was so good with them. Really just took his game to the next level. Plays with physicality, great tackler, former defensive player of the year. So he fits, I think, more with the Rams. Gilmore's good friends with Ramsey, although let's be honest here, Ramsey's out there, probably, macking it up with Wagner and Gilmore and Matthew and trying to recruit. He's always recruiting, which is great. But I feel like if you're talking in terms of fit, Gilmore makes more sense. So the same age, or just about the same age. Gilmore, they need a corner, in my opinion. While I do think they can run it with, I think Rochelle with the growing pains. I think you could still deal with that, and you would have a really good nickel corner, in my opinion, David Long, who I think he's really impressed me down the stretch. Like, I'm okay with him starting. But if I had to choose either or, I might go Gilmore, because having that veteran presence, the veteran, dominance on the outside. You think Gilmore lost a step? Imagine how much Gilmore doesn't lose a step when he's next to Jalen Ramsey on the other side. I mean, it just makes things so much easier. So, I think that's I'm going to go with Gilmore, but that's a tough one. I love them both. For the Rams, I'm a bigger fan of Wagner as a player, but I think Gilmore makes more sense for what the Rams need on their team. I think that's why a lot of people wanted the Rams to trade some picks away for him, but last year didn't make sense. You had Darius Williams, you had Dante Dion, you had David Long, and Robert Rochelle was healthy, and you weren't. You didn't really need a corner that badly. And plus, you already were planning on using those assets to acquire a Von Miller, and you signed OBJ. You had to make the money work. You traded away a linebacker that was starting because you didn't have enough money to make it all work. So, they were kind of strapped for cash last year. That's why they didn't go out and get CJ Henderson or Gilmore, but no, I think that's who I would go out with. I think Boye is another option that Darren just mentioned. I like that option personally. So I'll say that. Honey Badger, I see we don't really need. And here's what I'll say about Honey Badger. Okay. What people forget is when he was at LSU, and I believe it was McNeese State, if I'm not mistaken, because I know he got kicked off the LSU program. I just want to make sure that I'm right, because I don't want to give you false information. That's not me. So, Tyrann Mathieu, Louisiana State University, and where did he... It only says that, really? Did he never play at McNeese State? Well, now I'm confused. I thought he played at McNeese State. Enrolled for the fall semester. Okay, so I guess he just never played football at LSU again. I totally thought he went to McNeese State at one point. I don't know why. That just sounds like something he did, but I guess he didn't. He never did. He went into the draft. But anyway, he was dismissed from the LSU program. This is somebody, look, he's 29 years old. He's a safety. He can play corner. He can play nickel. He can play on the outside. He's a special talent. They call him the Honey Badger for a reason. Honey Badgers are absolutely massively aggressive. Oh, damn. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for donating. I really do appreciate that. Helps out the channel a lot. So, man, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah, so thanks. I really do appreciate that. That made my day. But, going back to Honey Badger, the reason why he makes sense for the Rams, the reason why I'm not just ruling it out, obviously this team doesn't spend a ton of money on safeties. I mean, they loved John Johnson, and they had no issue letting him go. So, the thought process would be, why would you let John Johnson go if, Honey Badger's available? Or why would you let John Johnson go if you loved him that much, and then you sign Honey Badger? I get it, but, Honey Badger has more versatility than John Johnson. John Johnson was a safety, and that doesn't mean he's bad, right? John Johnson was great, but Honey Badger is one of the best safeties in football and he could play the star. Don't sleep on this guy. He's got so much versatility. He's only 29 years old, and the Rams are actually worried for multiple reasons. Taylor Rapp, I don't think they re-sign. He's a free agent after the season. Burgess, if he's not coming along the way they expect him to, and they feel like he's going to be more of a third safety and not a starting safety like they want him to, they could pull the trigger on this. They could pull the trigger on the fact, hey, look, we like our boundary corners. We feel like David Long can play on the outside. We feel like Robert Rochelle can. We like Nick Scott. We like Jordan Fuller. We have no issue with safety, but we love the idea of just going out and getting Honey Badger, a guy that can blitz, a guy that can stop the run, a guy that can put a pounding on the ball carrier. He's a hard-hitting safety, but he's also a ball hawk. You can use him multiple ways. So I feel like that, I wouldn't rule that out. I wouldn't say he's definitely not going to the Rams. I wouldn't say he's a bad fit for the Rams. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially because of his ability to wear multiple hats. I think that cannot be stressed enough. It's very important, at least in my opinion. It's very important when you talk about this defense that likes to use Jalen Ramsey as a DB star role, whether it's a linebacker, a safety, a corner, having him, rush off the edge, whatever you want to have him do. If you want to have him transform his role and become more of the star position, become more of the Where's Waldo role, and give him more freedom, then maybe you bring in, Tyrann Mathieu, and you have him kind of, rotate that a little bit. I don't know, but I like the idea. I wouldn't rule it out, and I don't think it's the craziest thing to ever happen if they do go out and get him. And I don't think, here's the thing, guys, and this is not talked about enough. Everyone's like, we have no cap money. How will we do this? How will we do that? What if the Rams are pitching to these guys, take a 1-year deal, okay? We'll work things out at the end of the season. If you want to stay with us and we have interest and this works out the way we think it is, we'll be interested in doing another 1-year deal. But right now, we're trying to win Super Bowls. We have a really good team in place, and we have some cap dollars. Stafford took less money. We have a great quarterback in him. We have other guys that took less money. Guys, Allen Robinson's contract is big. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be about $15 million cap hit next year. But this year, it's under $6 million. The Rams, make no mistake about it, saved a lot of cap space for a reason. They could have had regular, a cap hit this year. They made it lower, and they backloaded a lot of these for a reason. Don't be surprised if the Rams scoop Honey Badger and Wagner. I wouldn't even rule out the fact that they scoop all three of them. I really wouldn't. Because think about it. What is the major selling point? You're in LA. Everyone wants to play in LA. They didn't have an opportunity for 20 whatever years, and then now you're back, and now all of a sudden you're able to go to LA, but Jeff Fisher's there. You're at the Coliseum, and you're not very good. Now, insert Sean McVay. Insert a winning culture. Insert the fact that you actually won with said winning culture, and now people do want to go there. Free agents do want to go there. You have Jalen Ramsey, who's well-respected around the league, is telling everybody and their mom that, hey, this is the place to be. So that is another thing that's not being talked about enough, is it's the appeal of LA. It's the fact the Rams do have the cap space for it, because this Aaron Donald deal is going to be a lot of money in hindsight. It's going to be a lot down the stretch. But this year alone, the Rams are planning something. And they didn't just lose Von Miller to not try to at least equal that value this season. And I think that's what they're going to do. And to be honest with you, if the Rams, they trade away Robert Woods, they get Allen Robinson, whether you agree with me or not, I didn't like the move, but I get it. And Allen Robinson diversifies the receiver room. Like I've, talking about diversifying. I say that a lot, but he does. So you can basically, count that out, cancel that out, right? So that's canceled out. So, Robert Woods, he is replaced by Allen Robinson. You bring back OBJ, okay? So now it's basically the same weapons last year, except Tutu Atwell's healthy now. Their second-round pick that is versatile, is better than people give him credit for, and has an explosive ability that can help over the top, that can stretch the field. You already have a top 7 field stretcher in Van Jefferson. The stats show that. So now he's going to his third year after, having an 800-plus yard season in his second year. And then you have Cooper Kupp, the best receiver in football. On top of it, you now have a 6'5", 230 plus or 200 whatever pound guy who's very similar built to Calvin Johnson, ran the same, about the same 40 time as Calvin Johnson, Jacob Harris, who's also going to be healthy. So your receivers look better than last year. So that's the first thing. Okay. And then if you lose Von Miller, you may not replace him at, edge, but you do have Justin Hollins. You do have Terrell Lewis. They're going into another year of football. Those guys, I think, can get better. Chris Garrett going into a second year of development. Obviously, with the guys around him, you like what you see there. You like the defensive line. But say they replace Von Miller without actually fully replacing him at edge, they go out and they get Tyrann Mathieu / Gilmore and Wagner. To me, that is a replacement, and the Rams look better on paper than they were last year. You can say, they lost Corbett. That's the name of the game. You're going to lose guys like that. And the fact the Rams didn't lose more guys than just Corbett and Von Miller is honestly kind of surprising. I mean, obviously, you could say Darius Williams signed with the Jags, but I don't think the Rams ever were really going to bring him back. So they did lose some guys, but they didn't get plucked the way most Super Bowl teams do. And so I think that is a good thing. The Rams can build off that. And so I'm pretty excited about that. That dynamic. I think things are going to be good for the Rams in that regard. And they're, like I said, they're saving this up, man. They're saving this up. I think that's why, I really think there's a reason why they made all those cap moves. It's not just to pay Aaron Donald, because, making the cap hit lower this year is not going to help pay Aaron Donald. The money is not an issue with Donald. Paying him, bonus and stuff like that, like Kroenke is not afraid to pay money. It's a matter of making the cap work and making it work for everybody. So you got to pay for it at some point, but the Rams are doing something. They're building for something, and that's why I really felt like Wagner beforehand was going to go to LA, but now I really feel like it's a done deal. Like no questions asked. I think he's 100% going to end up a Ram. But the question is, will they get Matthew and potentially Gilmore? Because if they free up enough cap space, I mean, look at the way you can get these guys. If you get them on a 1-year deal and you make it heavy incentive based, you can keep it under the cap. There are always ways to manipulate the cap. Stan, I got to disagree with you. I think Havenstein is incredibly underrated. And according to metrics, he was the best offensive lineman the Rams had in the playoffs. So he really did step up when they needed to in the biggest games. So I would have to disagree with you there. I'm really excited, though, about this team, man. They're going to do something, I'm telling you. You didn't really make all those moves. You didn't make all those moves to not do anything. They're not just going to sit on their hands and not do anything. And we're already seeing that. So just think about it, man. You got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and Bobby Wagner on the same defense. If you do that in Madden right now, that's video game like. So it's going to be crazy. I miss Robert Woods too. It was hard to see. Apparently, like he had like an interview with one of the reporters or whatever, and they were like, yeah, it just kind of caught on with the Bobby Trees, his nickname or whatever. So a man that size gets manhandled against San Francisco all the time. I wouldn't say he gets manhandled all the time, but you also have to keep in mind who he's going up against. San Francisco has a tough pass rusher. Sometimes he's going up against Bosa, Armstead and stunts, things like that. It's not as much of a guarantee as you would think. Nope, no punts at all. Scoring every drive. Wouldn't be surprised, by the way, the Packers did cut Corey Bojorquez. I'm not one to talk too much about punters, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bojorquez ends up back with the Rams. They did trade him away, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting him back. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I would just go with Bojorquez. I wouldn't put too much into it. The Rams aren't going to punt that much. They didn't punt that much with Hecker. There were games where they punt like once or twice. The Tyreek deal makes the Woods deal feel even worse. Yeah, different animal, though, because Tyreek is still pretty young, I would imagine. Like, really young, actually. He's, 26? Oh, he's 28. Okay, I see what you mean. Has the best 3 linebacker group in the league. I really like Fred Warner. Saw him at the Senior Bowl. Hell of a player. And then, you do have Azeez Al-Shaair, who I think is extremely underrated. You have Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, I think it's definitely up there. No way, Drew. No, I think they kind of told him probably this was his last year. It was like, do you want to try running it with this squad and try to win a Super Bowl in your last year? I'm sure they kind of, let him know that this was probably his last year. I mean, I would imagine we'll find out within the next week or so. You know? Oh man. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button, also known as the thumbs up button. If you're watching on mobile, you can back out of the live chat and then go back to the video and see there's going to be the thumbs up. It's right below the picture, the video. So be sure to do that. We're at 202 likes. We have, we're getting up there. So if you guys could do that for me, that would be great. They're preparing to ship my laptop. That thing is going to be a beast. I cannot wait to stream in 60 frames again, and I can't wait to have graphics and stuff. I have big things planned for the streams, guys, and for the channel. So pretty excited about that. I'm gonna do a mock as soon as we have an idea of what's going on with Donald's deal. I was gonna do a mock, and then I was like, I gotta wait until they finalize this deal because I need to know what's gonna happen, who they're gonna get. I think I'll be able to show you the laptop because the camera, yeah, I mean the camera will be up there, so do a reveal of the laptop. I mean, it's gonna look like the MacBook Pro that's right in front of me. Let's see if I can lift it. Probably not. This is probably gonna ruin everything. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a messy setup right now that I have. You would laugh. You'd be like, really? Is he really streaming like that? I got like a bug catcher here because we had like a fruit fly infestation at one point all over New York. It seemed like they were everywhere. So I had this fruit fly catcher here. I have this like, I don't even know what to call this. It's like a fan, and it's like cold out. I just never moved it. I have all the hard drives, but like, yeah, this is. I mean, it's gonna look like this. At the end of the day, it's just gonna look like that. But but I mean, it's gonna be an absolute beast, and I'm excited for it. Internally, OBJ is not gone. Tyler Beatty. I don't know if I would take a running back that early unless it was Hassan Haskins. I really like Haskins out of Michigan. All geniuses have messy workplace. Yeah, I don't have it set up yet, but what's coming in apparently today is my Spider-Man mask is gonna go back there on a mannequin setup, kind of similar to Michael Myers. We're gonna spruce this place up a little bit. It's a little dark. A little dark. I mean, it's not that dark, but I also use a different filter on my lens as well. Not like on my lens, but a filter setting on my A6400 Sony. I like Ty Chandler. I like his ability to slip tackles. I've watched him. You think Ankrum will progress to a starter, or are they keeping him for depth? Clemson guy wants to know. Good question. I mean, I could see a little bit of both, honestly. I could see him be a spot starter. I may have jumped the gun a little bit because I really like him, but I guess we'll see. Oh, a replica Super Bowl trophy? That'd be kind of cool. I like my like the Super Bowl. You see right there. I got the bokeh, so it's blurring the background, but the Super Bowl, the mini statue. Let's see. This thing right here. Maybe I'll put it more. Yeah, I kind of like that more, actually. And then I'll put the Spider-Man. I'll probably have to get a riser for them, but I'll probably put the Spider-Man mask up above on that back platform. What's up, Pedro? Thank you for subbing. Appreciate you. Man, we're getting closer to... Yeah, we got almost 250 likes. Love it. Absolutely love it. And the subscribers are coming in as well. Yeah, we're at, it says 13,403 subscribers now, so we're rolling, man. We're rolling. Let's see. Yeah, keep the likes coming. This is awesome. Appreciate it, folks. 400 viewers. Yeah, don't you remember the good old days where I was getting 400 viewers consistently? And then the season started and we weren't even getting this during the season. So I don't know what happened. I feel like the algorithm is kind of all messed up. Because don't you remember, guys, like YouTube would tell, like you guys would tell me like YouTube didn't even send you to my video, or like you didn't even get a notification. Like I got the notification gang and they're not even giving my notification gang notifications. Like come on now. Like do me a solid, YouTube. I appreciate that. Tenny Vision. Lukewarm on Wagner. However, when you stack the chips for Bobby, he would bring both leadership and communication skills. That is always a benefit. Still has gas in the tank, bro. Totally agree. Totally agree. I would love a 2-year deal, Bobby Wagner, backloaded to make the second year of his deal more money, focusing on this season. That's true. That's true. There's going to be cuts. We'll see. I no longer think they're going to trade for Danielle Hunter. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Actually, I don't care if it does, because then the Rams would end up with Danielle Hunter. I'd be for that, But, yeah. That'll be interesting. Does Wagner get the green dot? Does Ernest Jones get the green dot? I mean, Ernest Jones, I know that at some point they want him to have the green dot. And it'll probably be Wagner. But then, of course, are you demoting Jordan Fuller now? How does that work? It would probably be Wagner, though. You're right. I mean, I'd be interested in Clowney for the right price. I'm not super high on Clowney like I used to be. I don't know how much he fits the defense, Well, so I want to talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's a great point, Dingus. I do want to talk about that. So the Rams and Bengals had a Super Bowl that was somewhat unprecedented. We don't rarely do we see a team. I mean, we've never seen a team do what the Rams do. The Rams operate differently. So the Rams are trailblazers, but I mean, rarely. I can't remember a team that's done it recently. Rarely do we see a team that has gone from picking the first overall pick, not by trade, but literally the last team in the league in this 2 years ago, to going to the Super Bowl. So I think what that did, and that's why this offseason is quote unquote drunk, as Steph would put it, is because look, teams saw what the Rams did. The Stafford trade opened up eyes. The Stafford results opened up eyes even more. And teams saw what the Bengals did. The fact that, wow, they were terrible. They were like us. Are you kidding me? Like, you're sitting there, you're a Browns team, owner, whatever, you're a Jets owner, and you've been okay being complacent and sitting on your ass and, collecting money and, okay, everything's good. I mean, no owner in the NFL has like negative revenue, right? Like everybody is making a profit. It's the NFL. So, you may have been reluctant to make a move, do something flashy because you don't care. At the end of the day, Super Bowl would be nice. That's how you put it. Super Bowl would be nice, but it's not, the end all be all. Well, you watch how the Rams do things and operate. It's a copycat league. And you start to see teams being like, maybe that Rams team is up to something. Maybe that Stafford trade made sense. Maybe we're doing things wrong. And all of a sudden, you have the whole league, in a sense, reevaluating everything. They're reevaluating everything about what they do, about their culture, about their methods, about their process. And all of a sudden now, they have, strayed away from what they were doing before. So, in terms of the Jets trying to make a trade potentially for Tyreek Hill, that would go alongside for both sides because you go out, you get a big-time player with Tyreek Hill. That's one. You trade picks, you're not afraid to. That's the Rams side of that. But the Bengals side of that is we are the freaking New York Jets. We got to get butts in the seats, and we got to take over New York because this is our time. The Bills are getting really good, and that's scary. And the Giants are about to get somewhat good because they just got Dable as their coach. They got Shane as their GM. They're going to turn the corner. We cannot be the last team that people think about in New York anymore. It can't happen. So the Jets now all of a sudden have to try to make a play. So a little bit of Rams, right, with the trade, but a little bit of the Bengals thinking. Bengals went from, last place in the league to going to the Super Bowl. We can do it too. Look at Miami. They trade picks. The Rams thinking, getting Tyreek Hill. They go out and they spend money. Rams thinking, by the way, the Rams spent money on Andrew Whitworth. They go out and they spend money on Teron Armstead. And then, in a sense, Bengals thinking because we're the freaking Dolphins. What have we won recently? We have a GM that's done nothing for 20 years. I know that's not what they're thinking, but that's what they should be thinking. So that's something there. Then you look at the Raiders. Raiders are not the Bengals. The Raiders are more like the Rams. You know why? Because the Raiders just made the playoffs. The Raiders just gave the Bengals something. Okay, that game came down to the wire. Whether it should have or not remains to be seen, but that came down to the wire. Derek Carr played a good game. Is it Derek Carr's fault? What do we need to get around him? So they turned into the Rams, where not in the level of we're offloading Jared Goff. He's the issue. We're getting Stafford. We know he can do this. More so at the level of we're ready to win now. We're going to go out. We're going to pay Chandler Jones. And we're going to go out and we're going to try to sign Gilmore. And, we're going to make sure that we sign our guy, Max Crosby, and build around him. And hell, we're going to trade picks and we're going to go out and get Devontae Adams. And we're going to team him up with his former college quarterback in Derek Carr. That is the Raiders, and that is very similar to what the Rams have been doing. Going out, not being afraid to seize the moment, opportunistic. They aren't the Bengals because they aren't a team that was in last place. This is a team that was just in the playoffs. More like the Rams, not like the Bengals. Jets and Dolphins, they share two similar philosophies there. Kind of like the Rams, kind of like the Bengals. All right, let's move on. The Broncos going out and getting Russell Wilson. The Broncos are the perfect example of the Rams. I understand they didn't make the playoffs the last 2 years. I don't really care. They are so much like the Rams. To go out and get Russell Wilson the way they did was basically identical to how the Rams went out and got Matthew Stafford. You're getting a guy who you think is a lot better than where he was, his surroundings. You're going to bring him here. You feel like you have the pieces, and he's the final piece of the puzzle. So you're going to bring, you're going to trade away all those assets to acquire him. That's like the Rams. The Bengals, no, because they weren't the last place team. They're a team that has missed the playoffs, and they've been close before. They weren't the last place team. They feel like they have a really good roster, and now that is the final piece of the puzzle. like the Rams. The Chargers, very much like the Rams. They missed the playoffs by a field goal and by honestly a timeout. It looked like that was going to be a tie. So the Chargers missed by, we'll say, a timeout. The Chargers were not in last place. The Chargers weren't even in last place with Anthony Lynn. They won 4 straight at the end of the season. They fired him. They brought in Brandon Staley. The defense took a major dive. The offense was still really good, and obviously Justin Herbert looked great. But the defense took a major dive into the mud, and that was an issue. So, in Rams fashion, they go out and they try to get guys. And the Rams don't necessarily sign a bunch of guys. They acquire talent by any means necessary if it makes sense. They go out and they get J.C. Jackson, which I think ends up being a bargain. I don't think they paid him anywhere near as much as what he could have probably gotten somewhere else. They go out and they trade for Khalil Mack. That was very Rams-oriented type of move. They go out and they get Gerald Everett, who I think is going to be a perfect tight end for Justin Herbert. And then they go out and they get Sebastian Joseph Day. And they go out and they get, Austin Johnson from the Giants. They are very similar to what the Rams philosophy is. Nothing like the Bengals because they're not last place. They're not like, hey, we can do this. This is a team that feels like they really are there. And they have the quarterback to do it. And now they're going to add on. That's the difference. The Falcons, when the Falcons were interested in Deshaun Watson, that was a team that was like, hey, we are not very good. And adding Watson is basically like the Bengals. Like, hey, you know what? We weren't very good, but the Bengals turned it around. We can turn it around. That was them. So that's my point, is that you're seeing this Super Bowl, this past Super Bowl, for 2 different reasons are giving teams a second thought. They're making them rethink their process. They're making them reevaluate how they do business, how they do things. And that's the way it is. So, when people are like, are you shocked by this offseason? No. How are you shocked by an offseason when last year the Rams made the biggest trade, the boldest trade, went out and got Matthew Stafford, traded a first rounder next year and the year after, and a second rounder that year, and Jared Goff? How are you surprised after that worked and netted them a Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl since the Greatest Show on Turf era? How are you surprised that teams are now trying to emulate that in what is, by all means, a copycat league? Like, how are you surprised by that? To me, I felt like this was obvious. We knew this was going to happen. It's going to make the Rams' ability to repeat tougher. It's why the Rams are going after guys like Bobby Wagner. They might be interested in Gilmore. They might be interested in Tyrann Mathieu. They have to be a little bit better than you think. You know? That's what it comes down to. Just my thoughts. But how's everyone's Wednesday going, man? Happy hump day. So I'll sit on that news I just got, potential news I just got, and I will reveal that at another time. The one that it has nothing to do with players. It's more me personally. Pretty cool stuff potentially could be in the works, but I don't want to jinx it. So I just had something pop up on my screen and I was like, here we go. I have 2 essays due tomorrow, and I am watching a JE live stream. What are the essays on? And thank you, by the way. Jake, isn't it crazy the Robinson deal looks like a bargain compared to these? Yeah, honestly, and I think it's just a combination of the fact that Allen Robinson had a piss poor season with Chicago. I think it just wasn't very good last year. Didn't get on the same page, but that's what happens when you have multiple quarterbacks. And let's be honest here, he wanted out of Chicago. He did not want to be there. Now he's with the Rams. He's got a great quarterback. He's got receivers. He's not going to be double teamed every 2 seconds. Robinson's probably going for $14K. or 1.4K, not 14K. No. 1,400 yards, 1,400, not 14K. Dear God, I do not want anyone quoting that. They tweeted out, they're like, Jake just said Allen Robinson is going to have 14,000 yards. Like, no, I did not say that. No, it doesn't have to. Well, it does have to do with the show. It's a sponsor. And it's one that you guys could probably guess if you know me and you've been here since the beginning. It's something I drink a lot. We'll see what happens. But I've been kind of bugging them a little bit and might have actually broke through. No, not that. Jesus, man. How'd you know Raid Shadow Legends reaches out to me all the time? Jacksonville has to overpay guys to even consider signing with them, and we get the same guys asking to come play for us. Oh, how the times have changed. I don't know why you don't see the chat. Robinson should have signed a 1-year deal. He would have made out after 1 year with the Rams. Potentially. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I would like to point out that Jacksonville blew up the receiver market. It's the absolute truth. It's the reason why Adams is probably not going to be in Green Bay. I don't drink G Fuel. I'm not saying that I'm against it. I just never had it before. But it's not G Fuel. It's Canada Dry. It's not Canada Dry. But wow, that's the OGs remember that one. I mean, I still drink that all the time. I love, like, if I have any sort of, carbonated beverage, if I have soda in any way, it's either this or it is ginger ale. I don't think we should. Not confirming nor denying. Like I said, nothing's confirmed. It's just someone already got it, but I'm not gonna confirm nor deny. Yeah. We'll work towards trying to get a deal done and see if what ends up working out. But I would love to do that. Would be awesome for the channel. You too, Sentry. I see you added the Super Bowl swag to Mike in the background. I always had the Super Bowl there. I mean, not always, but I had the statue thing. I don't know what to call it, actually. It's like a plastic statue. I'll have to... Well, when I find out, you'll know. And it will be on a stream. I'll reveal it on a stream, and it'll be awesome. It's not Fireball. It's not alcoholic. I mean, I'm sure you can mix it with alcohol, but it's not alcoholic. So... I see you, Alex. It won't fit on Meyer's head. It's so annoying. Look at that. I can't even wear it if I wanted to. There's like a plate. It like takes up half the helmet. You can't put your head in this. I'm not saying I would, but it makes it so it's incredibly difficult to put this on Myers. I'm wondering how this would look if I moved it up more. Let's see. No. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. I haven't decided. messy, man. I got shit everywhere, man. I still got my previous microphone just chilling on my desk, not being used. I don't even know where I'm putting my aligners. Well, let's stick them there. I don't like that. I don't know. That's probably fine. Yeah, I am, Brandon. Yeah, I like it over here. I think it's like it's low key. It's like more so my vibe. No, it's actually Friday. Kansas Providence. Oh man, I'm gonna be a nervous wreck. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate you. If you cut a hole or take the thing off. Oh, I think I could unscrew it. Right? Yeah, I could unscrew it, but who knows what that would do. Warning, the replica helmet is for display only. It is not designed or intended to use as a protective helmet. Do not wear this helmet. This thing is beautiful, though. Like, look at this thing. You guys ever, like, look at the Rams helmet and you're like, this thing is just beauty. Like, it just looks so awesome. Well, look at that. Oh, there it is. Michael's wearing the helmet, I guess. There you go. I don't know. There we go. But yeah, this thing is just an absolute beast. I love their helmet. Plus, this is the only this is a brand new paint scheme. Like, I think they confirmed that this is the only team that can have this color, which is like a metallic blue. I know people wanted the matte helmet. I like this more personally. But this helmet is just so badass, man. Look at that. I think I'm going to get some mini helmets as well. I wanted to spruce up my my thing, you know, just like my setup. So I'm thinking about getting... I will agree with you. I like the original horns more, but I've definitely like grown on the broken horn. But I wanted to spruce up my a Speed Flex. They're cool. Yeah, I wanted to get a mini helmet for KU because I'm a huge Jayhawks fan and just have them in the back. This is like a replica. So it's not the metal one, like the super metal, it's more like plastic. But the metal one's like $300 something. It's like basically the one that they wear. But no, I want to get the I want to get goalie. Like I want to get a Vegas Knights goalie. I want to spruce this area up. And eventually at some point I want to get more like depth, you know? And I want to have more here. I want to get a Mandalorian helmet. I'm going to have my Spider-Man mask hanging up over there. So you'll probably see it the next stream. But I don't know if the black uniform is going to be... I don't know if the black jersey has anything to do with the next uniform. It'd be cool, though. I kind of agree with you. While I like the bone, I thought it was a cool idea, and the color is cool. I just like the bone color. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm totally fine with them making the modern throwbacks their go-to away uniforms. Or just not having an away and just, you know, having that be their, you know, the two rotations. And then the alternate ends up being whatever they release this year. Well, I don't like I'm not a big fan of the ram head. As you'll notice, every single time I have the Rams in any of my thumbnails, I always use the LA logo. That logo back there that Mike is wearing. Like, I'm not a fan of the ram head. I just could never get into it. Um, a dark saber, that'd be cool. I want the all yellow. Give me the all yellow. I'm all for that. Actually, yellow with white pants so we can get an all white modern throwback. That'd be pretty cool. The rubber looking numbers, fair enough. I'm not a fan of the font of the numbers as much. Although, like, I don't know, numbers like 11 look cool, but I gotta tell you guys, I'm not a fan. I saw Robert Woods in a Titans uniform, the number 2. I'm not a fan of those number fonts at all. They look bizarre. Like, it's almost as bad as, like, they might actually be worse than Tampa's. Remember when Tampa tried to, like, reinvent the wheel? They made those ugly uniforms that had, like, the orange, like, tertiary color. The all yellow I made for a thumbnail. Which all yellow? Because I made so many thumbnails at this point. Don't have a winning record in bone? Damn. I didn't know that. Willie Miller? No, it doesn't actually ring a bell. Yeah, those are weird. It was Ramsey. I never viewed myself as like a good thumbnail creator. I throw stuff together and see what sticks, you know? But I'm not really like I try my best with the thumbnails, but I feel like it could be so much better. Was it alive? It was Ramsey. Man, I have no idea. Good. I don't know. It was two Ramsey? Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't remember the title. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but I think I know what you're talking about. I kind of like the gradient. Yeah, Brandon, let me know. Next time you're in the area, we'll have to get together. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on it. I mean, I want to cover everything that happens this off season, so. Ooh, this is some breaking news. So, 24 seconds ago, Shams Charania, sorry if I said that name wrong. Sources: Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving will be cleared for home games as New York City will, on Thursday, change private sector vaccine mandate to allow exemption of athletes and entertainers in the workplace. Unvaccinated Yankees and Mets players are also now eligible for home games. This is huge because there was a lot of Yankee players that weren't going to be able to play. There was a chance Kyrie Irving wasn't going to be able to play, for the Nets in the playoffs, during the home games, and there was a chance Mets players weren't going to be able to play. So this is big. I wasn't sure if they were going to able to get that cleared up or not. This year I'm not sure. Because I can tell you, if we have a really good year with YouTube, then I'll probably just I'll try to check out a bunch of games, maybe even do some content in the, you know, before the game with people, before you fans, and we'll see. But I really want to go to a few. Well, there goes my Sixers chances. That's funny. AJ Brown. Big Dubs hammer the Nets future bets. The live you did is 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's like a blue and white helmet for one. The other Ramsey was all yellow with normal helmet. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out at some point, and I'll know what you're talking about. I think I know. I think I do remember what you're talking about. I appreciate that you like the thumbnail. 7-Up should be the official drink of the LA Rams. John Marvel just became a bronze member. Appreciate you for joining the JK fam, John. People ask me why it's JK Bogan instead of JE Bogan. And my answer doesn't make a lot of sense because I just never thought J.E. Bogan sounded good. And I thought J.K. Bogan sounded good. Like, because it's like Jake. Like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of stupid, but it's stuck, and I'm not changing it. And I can't change it, otherwise Twitter would get rid of my verification, check mark. Oh, and by the way, because people kept asking me, to get rid of the nameplates. I had a few people that were saying they didn't like the JE Live up here, and I always listen to feedback. So, even if I don't answer your comment like immediately, I listen to feedback, and I keep it all in mind. So I had someone have the interesting idea to have me put up my Twitter, and instead of just telling people to go follow it, show that I'm also verified. Wear it like a badge of honor. That's kind of what they said, like flaunt that shit, so to speak. So I have that there so you guys can easily see, you can follow and all that. So that's why I started doing that. But I also listen to feedback to get rid of these things up here. There's no longer stuff coming across this bar. I've never heard anybody complain about the bottom, so this I guess is cool. I like having the subscribers and like all the stuff, like the notifications there. I feel like that's a good spot for it. Had it up there initially, it kind of felt weird now in place. So I'm just toying with it, just trying to find the best, the best setup, so to speak. But yeah. Chargers should move to San Antonio. Wow. That would be something. That's another thing, guys. Bobby Wagner is meeting with the Rams. He is his own agent. That was just pointed out by Jim. I did know that, but I forgot to bring that up in case anyone didn't. Bobby Wagner is his own he is his own agent, so he negotiates just like Richard Sherman, and I think Juju Smith-Schuster is also his own agent. John, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think you can still obviously run it with the Celtic glow up. What do you mean? But I think you could still run it with Jefferson, Cup. I mean, they ran it in the Super Bowl on 4th down. That play sealed the deal. So I could see Jefferson, Cup. I could see, Robinson, maybe you're not going to run it with him, but Tutu Atwell, Jacob Harris, you could. Brandon Powell. I don't know if St. Louis is going to get a team. You blowing up, Jake. You have really interesting followers. Your comments and videos show up on TST from time to time. Congrats, bro. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I started this thing in November of 2020. And it's been an amazing journey. It's gotten to the point where I just Can't get enough of this, man. I just love doing it. I love content. Hopefully, I have some more stuff down the pipeline. Working on a bunch of stuff. I know I say that a lot, but a lot of stuff falls through because you have to realize, and I'm going to say this because, I've had people ask me. I had one person ask me today, hey, man, this place wants me. They want my content. They want me to be, have a show with them. And I was like, okay, are they paying you? And he's like, no. And I was like, all right, well, that's not the end of the world. Like, what do they bring to the table? Like, are they giving you a platform which you otherwise wouldn't have? And they're like, and he's like, well, I mean, they're big, but they're not really giving me like a huge platform. And I was like, follow what Andrew Whitworth said, bet on yourself, man. That's a big thing. Like, I'm able to bet on myself in a way because think about it. I have Downtown Rams. I work with Alexis on the podcast. I own the company. Downtown Sports Network LLC is what it's under, but I own the company. And so, like, DowntownRams.com is run by Blaine Grisak. So he does a tremendous job. And, I have other people that do such a great job. Pat Pryor does our NFL draft, managing editing. He is great with that. We have some other great writers there. We just, it's kind of like, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, I have that. I have this YouTube channel, which, as you guys know, I'm not on a network. I do this because I want to do it, and now, just at this point, just trying to let people know I'm open for other opportunities. But like just because I'm considering doing a show on this platform, or just because somebody's interested in me and being this person or that person or doing this, doesn't mean I'm leaving this or DTR. You know what I mean? So anytime I feel like I give an announcement, I feel like people are always like, oh my God, is DTR gone? Are you not doing the podcast with Alexis anymore? Is the YouTube gone? No. And I don't plan on it ever going because I want to do this. This is what I want to do. I've invested a lot of time and money and blood, sweat, and even tears. I have cried about this before, just because it's a lot of stress, man. But it's all worth it. I put every ounce of feeling into it. I make sure I have everything prepared, and that's that. So it's this thing ain't going anywhere. It's only gonna go up. I mean, my goal. Hey, I want to get one of those silver play buttons. What do they give them at 100,000? They used to give something at like 50,000, but 100,000? Yeah, let's get to 100,000 subscribers. We're going to do it. I have no doubt about it. And then maybe someday we'll get to 1,000,000. I understand that's a little out there, but we'll get to 100,000. We will. I'm not worried about that. 100%, we're getting to 100,000. So we're at 13,000. We're on our way to 14,000. I mean, what is that? I can't do math. No. So, I mean, we're 87,000 away. Psh, no big deal. I've only been doing this since the end of 2020, so I got plenty of time. I'm only 26. I'll be 27 in October. So, I'm not going anywhere, folks. I just ask that as long as, I keep doing this, keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing, and that helps me out, of course. And I mean, it is my job. I mean, that's another thing, So I love being in front of a camera, which I didn't know, by the way. I didn't realize I did. And it's funny because, as you do this and you continue to do it more and more and more, you grow and like you learn different things, different nuances, and how to make certain things that seemed like ridiculous and the process was stupid, and you saw just everyone was doing it this way, you decide to do it this way. And so when you do it this way, all of a sudden now this is your process, So I've just kind of figured out different things, and that's that. But wait, wait, did he go? Is it confirmed? And thank you. I appreciate that. 1611 Tom. I'm not I'm not seeing anything on Bobby Wagner being confirmed yet. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm trying to see if my phone's quicker. Appreciate all the kind words, by the way. Wait, I don't see anything. Is he really like a Ram? I know he's visiting the Rams. I can Hitmaker Darius. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Uh, JD and Kiki, shout out to you for watching the channel. Appreciate you all supporting the channel. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere. Yeah, not seeing it. I'm not like upset. I mean, it'll happen when it happens. I'm not worried, so to speak. But where's the link to sign up for your channel? Trying to support the channel, bro. Love what you're doing. Oh yeah, you're not bothering me. I'll find that for you right now. I don't know why. Like it is in the description, but like the link isn't working the way I want it to. It like sends people to my channel, which like great, but you know. Um. All right, Darren, try this. Thanks, CS Wilson. I think it's just, I mean, a lot of it has to do with my dad because he was doing this when, he was my age and even before, like long before. But I mean, I think honestly, people might, shit on video games all the time and say go outside and play. And, what I'll say to that is I agree. But I mean, I'll tell you right now, a big reason why, and I've given crap towards Madden before, like, but a big reason why I think I was able to learn the game so easily is because of Madden. Like when I was a young kid, like 4 or 5 years old, I mean, I was playing all sorts of video games. Like, I mean, my parents would be in trouble. I was playing Metal Gear Solid at like age like 4, watching horror movies when I was young. But that's besides the fact. And I ended up fine, so no harm, no foul, right? But being able to play Madden early on when I was like a little kid, and just I remember Madden 99 and just going through like Dorsey Levens on, the Packers, Terrell Davis on the Broncos, and just being able to find different players that were on different teams, like Sam Madison on the Dolphins, and I just used Madden to kind of, learn the game, and I learned the players, and it was the same with baseball. I remember, I still remember all the old baseball games. And thank you, Ruiz, by the way, for becoming a member. Really do appreciate you there. Um, I still remember the baseball games where they couldn't say Barry Bonds. So Reggie Stocker was the name for Barry Bonds. It was Barry Bonds, but they called it him Reggie Stocker in the game for the 2K games. And then the older games, the MVP baseball, he was John Dowd. And like John Dowd was insane. But the problem is I was young, so I thought John Dowd was like real. And then I was so sad to find out that John Dowd wasn't a real person and it was Barry Bonds. So it was like, I still remember that. Um, I don't know, man. Video games, they get a bad rep. I mean, say what you will, but like every argument that people have against people that play video games, is that you can't make money playing video games. Well, then over time, gamers got to the next level, got really good, and started making money. And now you don't even have to be good and make money playing video games because you can do streams like I do. I don't make money at them because I had to start a whole new channel because it was destroying my algorithm. And I honestly think that's why we're starting to see an increase in viewership on this channel because I think it was destroying my algorithm talking about stuff like that and using that. But man, I think, video games have just kind of, that's why, man. That's Madden really, yeah, John Dowd is not real. It is Barry Bonds. Um, yeah, you're absolutely right. I need some ice, sparkling ice. You know how it is, but it's just funny when you try to explain to people and you're like, man, just like, how'd you get into this? How do you know offensive lines the way you do? Man, I used to literally be the guy that would go to a sleepover and I'd be playing with my friend and we'd be playing and he wants to play the game and I would spend 2 hours because I was the selfish one because I was like, he's got the brand new Madden game. I don't have it yet. I want to go through all the rosters. I was the dude. I will sit there and spend 10 hours on Madden before I even play a game because I love roster building. I love the concept of it. I love all of that. I love player movement, personnel, all of that. And I think that's why I'm so attached to not only this sport, but just sports in general, So, yeah, I mean, that's, to make a long story short, although it's pretty long, I guess, that's why, like, video games have kind of, really pushed my interest, And I've always been in the draft. Like my dad was in the draft. Like he used to have like notebooks and stuff of guys that he liked, and he used to get the Mel Kiper guide every single year it was out. And he was telling me like when the Rams were picking, and he wanted Marvin Harrison so bad, and they picked Eddie Kennison. He was distraught because he wanted Marvin Harrison to go to the Rams so badly, and they picked Eddie Kennison, and he just couldn't believe they did that. It's funny looking back, man. Like having these conversations with my dad, like you could definitely see if you know my dad personally, or if you just have ever talked to him, or hell, you've even seen him comment on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, you can see where I get it from because he's the one, like, if I have an argument, I have stats to back it up. My dad that's where it comes from. It originates from him because he's all over that, Just he's the one that made that. He did that study on Cam Akers, Sony Michel, and Darrell Henderson. And, he backed up with the stats to show that basically Darrell Henderson was the more efficient back when healthy. So, yeah. Here I was thinking your dad was another Marv Marinovich chaining you to Rams highlights. No, I can't get enough of it, honestly. And I'm a big football historian, so, like I love I mean, you guys probably know, but I mean, I love the old Ram stuff. I saw the film Crazy Legs, I've gone back and watched what I can. So, you want me to break down exactly who the hell is this Mel Kiper guy anyway? I love that. And moves like that are the reason that you're always picking at the top of the draft every year. Oh man, I've always been a fan of Mel Kiper. I know he gets a lot of flack, like later on, down the road, since He's gotten older, but I love the guy. And, I don't think we give guys like Kuiper enough credit because Kuiper is the reason the draft is as big as it is today. It's a whole event, you know? That's the thing that we just don't give enough credit to. Mel Kiper's the reason the NFL draft is bigger than watching an NBA basketball game or an MLB game. That's why. Reason why people care about a draft of college players more than they care about an actual sport being played at that moment. I remember Jerome Murphy. What was that? UCF or USF, South Florida, right? Jerome Murphy. But anyway, going back to HD, Jake, break down exactly what Bobby Wagner will bring to the Rams, how he makes this better. Bobby Wagner has been for 10 years the best linebacker in football. He'd be the best linebacker to ever wear horns on his helmet. And, you look at a guy that can do it all. I understand he struggled a little bit in coverage last year. He's pretty good in coverage overall. So, I don't see that I don't see that continuing to be a problem and plaguing him, because he's also got a ton of talent that he's playing around. You talk about Aaron Donald and Ashawn Robinson, Greg Gaines, in the trenches there, and then playing, with Floyd. And, at the moment, we'll see if anybody shows up, but then you'd have Hollins and you'd have Lewis and you have Garrett. And then on top of it, you have Ernest Jones, you have Traven Howard, you have Jalen Ramsey, Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott, Terrell Burgess, Taylor Rapp, David Long. He's got a really good cast of guys around him to the point where he's not going to be put in a position to fail the way he was with, Seattle this past year. So I like him a lot, especially against the run. Had over, I think, 170 tackles last year, someone said. So, Shelton is center, bruh. No, Shelton's not playing center. That's Allen. Shelton's probably going to play right guard. Yeah, and I was just talking about this on another show. As great as the Rams scouting department is, it wouldn't matter if Sean McVay basically said, "You know what, guys, it doesn't matter what you guys think. I'm going to do this," like the way Seattle does. I mean, Colin Cowherd said the other day, Seattle essentially, they get all of these guys who are on the road all season long, all year long, away from their loved ones, and they're constantly scouting over and over and over again. They find these guys, they not only watch them nonstop, they watch film that the coaches can't watch because during the season they're coaching, but on top of it, they meet with the players, they get a good idea of what they are, what they bring to the table, their archetypes, all of that, and then at the end of the day, after you did all this homework, the person at the end who is the head honcho, they say, "Nope, we're going to go with this guy because I had a 2-hour lunch meeting with him and I like him." And that's what happens. So, it's not necessarily the scouting department in Seattle is the reason that they drafted Rashad Penny in the first round, the reason they drafted Jordan Brooks in the first round, the reason they spent a second rounder on LJ Collier, things like that, or I think a first rounder actually. The reason that they do that is because, at the end of the day, everyone has said this, and Colin basically confirmed it on his show, is that Pete Carroll gets the final say. And this will be the game plan, and then all of a sudden this guy becomes available, and Pete Carroll's like, "I want that guy." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, Pete, we'll draft that guy for you." Like, and that's just not, that's not a good way to run an organization. It shows that the GM has no backbone, and, you end up with the Seattle Seahawks. Tony Banks from Michigan State went back and watched his film with Muhsin Muhammad, and I gotta tell you, yikes. I don't think he was that great in college. Muhsin Muhammad was awesome. Well, Allen Robinson. Oh, Ashawn Robinson. Ashawn Robinson's under contract, so he doesn't need to re-sign. Tony Blanks. Oh God. Big yikes. Oh crap. Why does it do that, man? It's so annoying. I'm trying to get these bets in before 7, and it does that. Like, unreal. I can also never find any. All right, like so annoying. I can never find anything with the NIT. I understand like the NIT isn't big, but like why can I bet on it? There we go. All right. Sorry about that. I wanted to. No. I wanted to get my bets in before 7, which I literally got it in by like 2 seconds. Yeah, do you guys remember? I loved Rochelle. I loved Rochelle. He was in every mock draft I did. Every single one. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overstepping there, but he was in a lot of them. Wonder if I could find. I interviewed Mike Lansford. He came on Downtown Rams. I talked to him at Leroy Irvin's birthday party, his 60th. That was like, yeah, but let's be honest here, guys. I was an asshole, okay? And I've gone on record and said that I was an asshole because at the end of the day, I mean, I've been critical of the Rams picks, but I go back and I watch that and I'm like, man, I was such a like I was really upset, honestly, going back and watching. Cause yeah, it was meme friendly and like I know people laughed and all that. But it wasn't cool, you know, and I realize that now. I mean, some of the stuff I said about Jacob Harris, I mean, I need to, you know, I don't watch enough film for me to say that because even though I watched like say 4 or 5 games, that's not enough because you just don't know how these guys are going to translate in the NFL and you don't know what the plan is for them. And so like, you know, Tutu Atwell, I thought looked really good in preseason. Might do a video on that actually because I think that there's a lot to like out of him. And Jacob Harris, I think, you know, so look at Fuller's tweet. Let's see. Jordan Fuller. What Jordan Fuller? What is with you guys? Trey Mason. I still have his jersey somewhere. I might wear that just for the memes. On the Rams tweet. I don't see anything. I'm very excited for the USFL. I will be covering that. I'm excited to see my guy, Kyle Sloter, get his opportunity that he is just long past deserved. I mean, it just absolutely it's his time, man. He's 28 years old. It's now or never, and I think he's really going to make a lot of teams look and be like, maybe we missed on this guy. I mean, I really think they're going far, but that's just me. And the plan, if you guys missed that interview, I am going to try to have him on every Monday after games. If we can make it work and his team is okay with it, I'm going to try to have him on every Monday. Like, it's like I'm Pat McAfee and he's Aaron Rodgers type deal. So we'll see what happens. But that's the plan as of right now, to try and get the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Breakers to be a regular on the show. I mean, he kind of is. He's been on the show probably as much as anybody that's been a guest. I mean, he's been on like 6 or 7 times. So what's up, Hilltop? Damn. Over 4,000 views. You love to see it. Been live for almost 2 hours. 341 likes. You guys did it. I love it. 2 new members. $100 donated by my guy Matthew. Really appreciate that, by the way, man. How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you asking. I'm vibing, man. I'm ready. I got my Spider-Man mask coming in, so I'm excited to put that thing up. This is just oversharing, but I'm really excited. I got an electric toothbrush. Those are like huge again or whatever, but I'm really excited for that. I don't know why. I got a haircut, so that was pretty cool. And Bobby Wagner's visiting the Rams, so that's awesome. And I got some stuff in the works, potentially a sponsorship down the road, potentially a job. They called me an oversharer, man. What can I say? I just lost like 20 people. They're like, he just said toothbrush? Man, I'm getting the hell out of here. But yeah, things are good. And that laptop. Cannot wait for that, man. I cannot wait. I can't wait to be able to stream in 60 frames. And then if I can't, then I know it's the internet, and then we'll just not stream in 60 frames. And the videos will still be unbelievable. Because the videos, I'm going to go back to doing some more videos. That way I can do quick hitter content. But I'm going to make sure that they're back in 4K. We're going to record in 4K. It's going to be fantastic. Just really excited about all of that. And thank you. I appreciate that. Working on so the game day and I are not like done. Like I still am there. I just don't cover NHL and NBA, so not a lot. Welcome to 2023. So, I don't cover a lot there anymore because the NFL is like kind of in an off season, and it's basically, basically with the game day right now, I mean, it's all betting, so it has to be like draft oriented, and so there's not a lot of games, so there's not a lot of content. But look out on Friday. I don't know if it's coming out on Friday, but it's due on Friday. I'm working on a Rams piece that will have, it won't be a mock draft, but it will have their team needs, their draft picks, and I'll do like some betting props maybe to add on to that, what I think they'll draft and things like that. So look out for that on the game day. I'll share that on my Twitter. Be sure to follow my Twitter. It is, I'm not used to this, the flip camera. I never will be, but it's over there. Follow the thumb. Yeah, down there. Follow that. It's JK Bogan. I can't deal, man. I can't deal with it. Share this, guys, to your friends. This guy is the god of Rams YouTube. Wow, that is hold on a sec. Really appreciate that, a ringing endorsement. That is awesome. I appreciate that. I wouldn't call myself the god of Rams YouTube, but I'm trying to be, a big time YouTuber, and I have one goal, and that's just to keep on keeping on, So, man, we got a lot of subscribers. Holy hell. We're already almost, we just got over, when I started this stream, we just got over 13,400. Now we're at 13,431. So, yeah, we got a lot of subscribers coming in. Love to see that. love the train that we're building in here. I do want to incorporate the betting aspect. I want to incorporate more NFL conversation if you guys are interested. But as of right now, I think we're pretty focused on the Rams. But I think I'll be doing all sorts of stuff. That's the plan. Ow. Just won't be doing gaming on this channel. I'll be doing on my other channel, which, by the way, thank you guys so much for that. If you guys don't know, my other channel just hit 847 subscribers. So it does not have the views, but I appreciate everyone who's coming over from this channel over to there. I understand it takes a little bit, so to almost have 1,000 on that channel is awesome. I'll be able to say that I have 2 channels on YouTube that have 1,000 plus subscribers. That'll be fun. You like that it's clean? I hope you don't mean cursing, because I don't curse a lot, but I have eased up a little bit because people have been telling me to be a little bit more real. And while I am real, I do hold back, obviously. Not an F-bomb, but, occasionally dropping, all sorts of stuff. But I'm assuming it's not the language. I'm assuming you're talking about the layout. I also don't like things super scripted. So, while scripting shows make it easier for, things like graphics and stuff, I don't like, I don't like the graphics everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I curse a little bit. I don't curse a ton, and it's not super bad. Right? I'm not trying to drop F-bombs because I'm sure a little cousin or something probably is watching this at some point, So I try to be aware of that. But nothing too bad, obviously. What's your question? I could make it easier, C.S. Wilson. The Niners could lose something with him. I mean, he's very well respected, so. Henry Ruggs said speed kills. He tweeted that out, I assume. Or are you, is that a joke? Is it a joke? I wasn't sure. I'm not. Oh, Henry Ruggs, who's in freaking prison. Yeah, okay, I got you. God. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the joke. Sorry, I don't like it. Matthew, good gaming laptop. I honestly have no idea. I've really only used Macs. And I've been told Macs are not good for gaming, but if you get a good new Mac with an M1 Max chip or something like that, it would run pretty well. Probably for 2,000, 3,000. Jake Ellenbogen. I'm a big Mac guy. What can I say? Macs and laptops are L. Well, here's my thing, because I've gotten a lot of people ask, why did you spend so much money on a MacBook when you could have just gotten a PC? And I'll explain, because I'm a console gamer, so I'm not getting a MacBook to game on it. If I was to game on it, I'd get something that, is more. I mean, I would get a PC of some sort probably because, it's within its ecosystem. It operates better, you know. So I would probably do that. But if I want something that's more all around, then I'm getting a Mac, because a Mac is like, I'm trying to edit videos, I'm trying to stream. I'm not trying to play, video games only. If I was only trying to play games, then I wouldn't get a Mac. You know what I'm saying? But I like Mac's UI more than Windows. And I think user interface is a big personal thing. You know what I mean? Michael Myers, yeah. Um, but I feel like it's more of a personal thing, like user interface. Like, for instance, I actually like the user interface for Apple, right? There's people that don't. There's people that literally they love iPhones, but they hate the UI. I love the UI. I love that this is my screen, like, right? Like my lock screen. I love that. Oh, by the way, you want to see something cool? Although there's a lot of these, like, I don't even know why it does that. All right. Ready? Hold on, let's see. It's doing it again. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. Ready? I am not going to be able to do this for the life of me. I'm trying to do the thing, and it's just not working. Well, anyway, it's supposed to do this. So, like, when you press it, is it though? Like, really? I don't know. If it gets me a copyright strike, I'll just cut that part out of the video. Or copyright whatever. Um, you convert, so on Apple, they have these live pictures, and so you can convert video to live pictures, and then you can just, take some sort of, like, whatever app that you're using to convert it, because there are plenty of apps to do it, and you convert it to a live, picture, and then you just, like, make whatever you want the, your background to be. Like, obviously I got my two favorite players right there on the Rams. I got Remy on Kansas. I got Aaron Judge, since I'm a Yankees fan, Jack Eichel, and Russ. Those are all my favorite players. And then that's like my key photo. And then when I do that, it does that. See what I'm saying? Like when I press it, I don't know, it's cool. I watch it every day. I watch that Cooper Cup reception every single day. And I don't care, dude. Like, I love watching Eli Applesauce get completely toasted. Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to wait for the Wagner news, though. I don't like these live streams to be super long, because I know people go back and rewatch them, and seeing a 3-hour timestamp on it really, it kind of like makes people not want to click on it or whatever. So, I'll keep it around 2 hours. We'll probably head off a little bit. And then I'll come back if there's any news, so don't worry about that. But that is gonna do it for me. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to be sure to tell somebody that you liked it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and be sure to, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys so much. You can follow me at JK Bogan. I will be back. I will keep you guys well informed as this thing's going on. And if I do miss breaking news, I will be doing player interviews tomorrow with Alexis. So if I do miss any breaking news, just, be patient. I will go live as soon as those are done. So, that's it, folks. Love y'all. You be good people. And I'll keep you guys in tune when the next time I get any sort of news, whether it's my personal news or Bobby Wagner or maybe something else. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Later.